Welcome to ManagingAmericans.com, success tools for leaders, managers, and high potentials. This training video focuses on emotional intelligence in the workplace, how to develop yourself and your team. Emotional intelligence is all about the balance of knowing what you don't know, as well as knowing that what you do know can be improved. Let's start by tackling knowing what you don't know. There are three fundamental concepts to consider. It is impossible to know everything, every day should be a learning experience, and everyone has something they can teach you from their experience or perspective. I'm pretty confident that we can all agree that these three statements are true, but I want you to ask yourself something. Do you actually act in a way that allows you to learn new things? Or do you act as though you are always right? And even more importantly, do the people you interact with, your boss, your employees, your coworkers, do they believe that you are actively learning from them? Think about that. Agreeing to the concepts of emotional intelligence and actually acting according to them are two very different things. The cynical approach is to assume that leaders are born that way. It is not something you learn, but emotional intelligence is not an innate quality, or at least it doesn't have to be. You can build these skills if you are willing to do the work. There are 4 actions you can take to develop the skill set of knowing what you don't know. The first one is to seek knowledge and opinions from others. That means you have to learn how to ask questions and not be afraid to broach any subject in that way. Next, in addition to asking questions, utilize active listening skills by really paying attention to the words, actions, and ideas of others. Your goal is to understand, not just hear and see. Third, make an effort to understand every situation from all angles. Never take anything at face value. Instead, take the time to find out what is really going on, including the motives that caused others to say or act on something. And finally, support others who are more knowledgeable than you. Create a circle of knowledgeable people and give them credit for their ideas. Let's focus on the other side of emotional intelligence, knowing that what you do know can actually be improved. It's important to acknowledge your own accomplishments, have confidence in your work, your ideas, and your abilities. One very important aspect of your confidence level is knowing that you have the ability to improve, develop, and expand on what you know. Your ability to continuously self-improve keeps you relevant and builds your confidence level, no matter what your current role is or where you reside on your career path. When you are confident, you can thoughtfully decipher between ideas that will improve upon your current knowledge versus those that are not relevant. Most importantly, the process you use to decipher this allows you to explain why an idea works or doesn't. That will really help you as you communicate your thoughts to others. There are 4 actions you can take to develop this skill of knowing that what you do know can be improved. The first is to communicate to be understood, modifying your approach for the benefit of your audience. Their understanding and acting on your words is more important than you speaking your mind. Next, ask for opinions on your work and answer questions with an awareness that questions may be good indicators of the effectiveness or ineffectiveness of your message. Third, speak with confidence, authority, and passion regarding your subject matter, not yourself. Be humble and write down any suggestions your audience makes, whether you decide to use their suggestions or not. The last action you can take to develop this skill is to reflect on your day and your decisions. Give yourself 5 minutes of fame to celebrate your accomplishments, but then move on. Seek to learn from your mistakes, as well as the input of others. Emotional intelligence is a really important skill to develop as a leader, as a manager, as an individual contributor. But if you are managing a team, emotional intelligence is also about the ability to see this balance in others, as well as to develop it. Emotional awareness is not an innate quality, or at least it doesn't have to be. I've outlined some very specific exercises you can do to develop your own emotional intelligence. As a leader or manager, having emotionally intelligent employees is an incredible asset to your organization and to achieving your goals. It is your job to set the expectation for this quality in your team. There are 3 steps you can take to teach EI to your team. First, set an example for emotional intelligence by developing it yourself. Your employees will notice your actions and follow your lead. Second, spell out your expectation that each of your employees develops this skill for the benefit of the team and the company. Follow up with each employee individually. Consider using a template to facilitate this discussion. Here's an example of a template that you can use. It's a vehicle that sets the stage for expectations and facilitates discussion. So when you meet with an employee, talk with them about their learning process. Have them use the template to discuss their growth, and you use your own emotional intelligence to support their efforts. You will see and be able to judge results in their work, their relationships, and the improved team dynamic. There are 5 benefits of emotional intelligence. First, you become free to grow personally and professionally. You learn to take everything in and separate the good from the bad, accepting the good and being unaffected by the bad. Second, you are not offended by the judgments of others. You can see past them as you try to find the benefit, if any, that you can use to grow and improve. If there isn't any benefit, you have the ability to move on, unaffected. Third, you develop social skills that help you build constructive relationships. Fourth, you learn to communicate with respect at the forefront of every discussion and make others feel at ease. It's not about you, make it about them. And fifth, your opinion matters to others. You become an unbiased authority, someone that can be trusted, someone that eases the insecurities of others. This is why successful leaders are known to exhibit a high degree of emotional intelligence. It's a skill that gets people to follow you. As a manager or leader, it's important to accept others for who they are, assess what they are good at, and help them to develop those strengths into something valuable to the organization. I challenge you to use emotional intelligence as a means of developing your staff. Imagine the impact of respectful, knowledgeable employees that focus on humility, active listening, continuous improvement, and sharing ideas. Is that how you would describe your team today? Developing emotional intelligence takes time and effort, but over time, the assessment process will become intuitive. It is easy to get started. Take the challenge and raise the bar for yourself and your team. It will benefit your business and carry over to positively impact each individual in his or her private life. Thanks for listening. Don't forget to check out more success tools for leaders, managers, and high potentials at managingamericans.com. And also subscribe here to get updated videos as they become available. Good luck to you.